Yo, what is the dealio, y'all? Hey, look, in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down the best or my favorite strategy on how to make $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, $500 a day. It doesn't matter, all right? All that matters on how much money you plan to leverage. But with that being said, this is a beginner-friendly video, and it's also a video for those who wanna add another situation to their toolkit, right? You always gotta keep getting better as a trader. So this is a strategy that I love to use almost every single day. And whenever I call this, it's almost undefeated, okay? Very quick strategy. You can get a quick 10, 15, 25% on this trade almost every single time, all right? And this pattern is every single day. It's not a bull flag. It's not a bear flag, all right? So this is my favorite strategy that I've grown to love. I do it almost every day. It is it's a rejection off of resistance, right? Or I like to think about things as criterias, right? So you got to have a criteria for your play, all right? It gotta have criteria, otherwise it's just gonna be maybe you're gonna hit and miss. Now my criteria for this strategy is it gotta be I need to see about 3 green candles going up. All right, that's one of my criteria. I need to see 3 green candles going up, either on the 5-minute or the 15. Okay, 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame. Next, it needs to be overbought on the RSI. Okay, those are 2 big portions of this right here. We need to be approaching a resistance level or the 200 EMA. Or the 50 EMA, okay? So when those 3 are present, these are 3 confluences right here. When those 3 are present, I could start to cook with this strategy. All right, so I have a stock pulled up. I'm gonna show you guys this strategy on the charts so that you can see. This is something that I do almost every single day because you can see this strategy quite often, all right? So let's go to the charts. Before we go to the charts, I want to say this works best when stocks open up and they start blasting off, okay? When they start blasting off, when the market opens and stocks start blasting off and they're up $2, $3 within a short period of time, the first 15, 20 minutes, this works the absolute best, okay? And the reason why is because the stock is imbalanced, okay? The stock is imbalanced. Whenever you have an imbalance, the stocks have to continue to balance themselves out. So whenever you see a stock blast off, it's up 5% on the day and it didn't gap up within a couple minutes, within 15, 20 minutes, then you know that it's gonna come back down at some point in time. And because it's gonna come back down, we're gonna get into a put and we're gonna ride that to the downside. All right, I'm telling you, this strategy right here, I don't care what level you at. If you want to add another strategy to your toolkit, then this is perfect for you. All right, so let's go to the charts and I'm gonna show y'all. All right, perfect. So right here we have MU. Okay, we got MU Micron. Now let's look at Micron. This day it opened up previously at 70.76. It gapped down, okay, it gapped down, and then when it opened up, it came all the way down to 67.98, okay? So 67.98 is where it opened at, and then it closed the previous day at right here at 70.95. So this is a $4 range right here, okay? So as you can see, Micron opened up right here, and then it started to blast off, right? So it started to blast off, boom. So first candle, we blast off. The second candle, we go up. And this third candle, we go up again. Now, as you can see right here, this is a little fair value gap, right? This is a fair value gap. Now, these are 2 candles, and then we got another ring candle right here. This is on the 5-minute time frame, right? Now, look what happens. This is a resistance level, okay? A resistance level. It's overbought on the RSI right here as well. So all of these are confluences right here. So I'm seeing all of this and I'm like, perfect. So when I see a run up like this, and then I see it come and hit a resistance level or right below a resistance level, right? And then I see a big wick right here, I know that this is starting to get it's starting to get over leveraged, you could say, and it's starting to get exhausted. Okay. And then I know that sellers are starting to step in. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type in or put in right here. Sellers are stepping in right here with this big wick after a run up, right? After a run up. So stock exhaustion and sellers stepping in. All right. So this is what this means. Boom. So that's what that means right there. So when I see this and I see this on a 5 minute, I could come to the 15 minute real quick. Right? I could come to the 15 minute time frame. Let me go come right here. This just threw me off. So this, we got it last week. My bad, y'all. This is playing games with us. Let's go to the 5 minute time frame real quick. All right, so boom. So this is on the 16th, Wednesday the 16th. All right. So Wednesday the 16th. All right. So whenever you change the time frames, it kind of throws you off a little bit. All right, perfect. So this is on the 15 minute time frame. So as you can see, we have this next red candle, right? But this candle right here was that previous wick, right? That was giving exhaustion and the selling pressure was stepping in, right? So when I see that, and on the 15 minute, we got this 200 EMA right here. So it tried to come up to the 200 EMA and then started to reject a little bit below that. Whenever I see that right there, I know that we're about to have some sellers step in. So all you have to do is, let's go back to the 5 minute. I would take entry on this candle right here, okay? I would take entry on this candle right here, right? Because I just saw a whole bunch of selling pressure right there, right? It just ran up. It just went from $67.99 all the way up until $70. It went up $3 in 15 minutes, right? That's kind of irrational a little bit. So it did all of that. And I'm like, all right, perfect. So now we got a rejection coming in. I enter in right here. Okay. I enter in right here. Okay. And then I would write it down to right here, minimum. And if we see it keep going lower, then we could keep breaking it, keep going lower. Right. This yellow line is a 50 EMA. If you see it come down and it drops below the 50 EMA, then we got action. Right? And it's going to keep going lower. If it breaks below this green line right here, which is the VWAP, then it's going to keep going even lower. Okay. If we go to the 5 minute, so you can see what it looks like on the 5 minute, let's go. This is Thursday. Okay. So boom. So on the 5 minute, we enter in right here, same candle, and then you just write it down. So it came below this 200 EMA right here. It broke below that so you could stay in. It came back up to test the 200 EMA, and then it starts to come back down a little bit more. It touched this VWAP right here, right? Came up, opened up right here, broke below the VWAP, broke below the EMA right here, and then it stopped right there, and then it rejected off of the 21 EMA, and then it starts to go back up, right? So you can write it down, and you can get out at any point in time, right? This strategy is an easy 10, 15, 20% trade almost every single time you take it, okay? Now, this happens all the time. This is not just one random day. We can go to, I saw this today on Palantir, right? Let's look at it. Let's go to Palantir. Perfect. Let's go to Palantir, right? If we go to Palantir and we go to today, Thursday, this is last week. All right. Well, you can see it right here. It came down, then it came up, right? Four green candles. It rejected off of this level, and then boom, right? Same thing. Same thing, right? Let's keep going. Let's go to today. This is on Monday. All right, look at Palantir. This is this thick green line is a daily resistance right here, okay? So look at it. It ran up. So it opened up and it went from $92 to 92.86 so it went up $4 very, very, very fast. And then it opened up right here, came up, rejected off of it. I would have entered in about right here, and then I would have wrote it down right here to the VWAP. All right? That's exactly what I would have done if I was to get in this play right here. This play happens all the time. Okay? It happens all the time. And the reason why I like this play is because even let's say you have a break and a retest, right? If a stock breaks above a resistance level, it's going to come back to that now support level to retest it, right? So if you see it go, and let's say it's $1 above resistance that it broke above, you could get in a put real quick. You could write it down to the now support, which was just resistance that it broke above, get out, collect your 10, 12, 15%. And then if you want to get back into a call, you could write it back to the upside, right? But I love this play because I see it almost every single day. Literally almost every single day I see it, unless we have a crazy sell-off when a market opens initially. But besides that, I see it almost every single day. All right. So that is a very easy strategy, whether you're a beginner, intermediate. If you do that, depending on how much you leverage, I'm talking a 10, 15, 20% trade almost every single time. Every now and then, the stock will go up a little bit higher, and you may need to add to your position, and then it'll end up coming down. The only time it doesn't come down is when it's truly in an uptrend. But that's why I say the RSI needs to be overbought. Okay? The RSI needs to be overbought. But you got to think, when a stock is blasting off, right? And it's up $3, $4, $5 in the first 15 minutes of the market, 15, 20 minutes, everybody is like, ooh, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get in. And then they get trapped into calls, and then the stock comes down. So sometimes you got to start thinking the opposite of what you're seeing on the charts. Because when you're seeing 3, 4, 5 green candles, that don't mean it's just going to keep going up. There is going to be a pullback. So I love getting in the puts when I have not seen a pullback and I've seen a lot of momentum, because I could get a little 10, 15% scalp real quick. And then I love getting in calls after there has been a pullback. Okay? So that is a very easy strategy that you can use in order to make $100 a day like clockwork. All right? If you do that one strategy, you get a watch list of, let's say, 5 different stocks. You do that every single day, you can literally grow your account to 6 figures. Because trading is not about working hard. It's more so about how much money am I leveraging, right? So the bigger you grow your account, the more you can leverage, and then you can still make a 10% return. But if you're making a 10% return off $1,000, that's $100. If you're making a 10% return off of $3,000, that's $300, right? So that's my strategy, one of them. I love that strategy, and that's a great way to just get a quick trade in, get a quick profit, and then you can sit back and be like, do I want to continue to trade today, or do I want to be done? All right, so I hope that helped you guys. Always remember, get out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.